Hi everyone, welcome to episode 41 of Sketch Support. A new episode always means a new free sketch that you can download at Scrapbook Generation, and this month it is a 2-page layout, and in this video I'm going to show 3 layouts that have all used that same sketch as the starting point. The whole point of Sketch Support is to show the many different ways that you can adapt and customize a sketch to fit different photos or themes, or even input your own personal ideas. Sketches can be such a valuable tool for any scrapbooker, from beginner to seasoned professional. You can follow the sketch exactly, or you can take bits and pieces of it and combine it with your own style for a unique result that is custom to your own ideas. And it's up to you how much or how little you use of a sketch. And the best part is that there are no rules, no right or wrong when it comes to how you create with sketches. So in this video, I'll share several ways I adapted the sketch to work for me, and if you want a visual of even more ideas, I've made a 3-page PDF that has 22 bonus sketch examples based on this one sketch. And the best part is that you can mix and match the different ideas within that PDF for endless ideas for this particular design. And I'll link to it in the video description down below. So let's go ahead and get started with a look at the sketch that I've used as the starting point for each layout in this video. This sketch is one that has been years in the making. I know that makes it sound like an exciting thing, but I mean, honestly, it's really not. It's just that I started with the large star 1 month, played around with the design I had in mind, and then I ditched my original idea and went back months later and added the stars cluster, and then maybe I deleted some things or added things and deleted more things. Maybe a few more months later, I added the background piece and then removed the background piece and added strips instead, and then went back to the background piece. Seriously, this went on for well over 2 years. But I finally decided it was time to get it finished and put it to good use, so here we are. This sketch features a row of 3x5-inch photos with a large background piece and some horizontal strips that lead over to a larger star background. And then there is a cluster of smaller stars along the left edge of the large star. And this large star and cluster design is used to highlight 2 smaller photos, the title and the journaling. There are also a couple of smaller accent photos on the right page just below those 3x5-inch photos. And I've also designed a cut file that matches this large star with the cluster on the edges. If you have a die cutting machine, this can make putting this layout together so much easier. So one of the things I loved about this design is that you could easily adapt this star design to so many other shapes and themes. Plus, I like that the busier design on the left page is balanced with a more simple design on the right. And that's a typical, go-to design concept that I like to use on 2-page layouts and sketches. It allows you to go a little crazy while still keeping things balanced and somewhat clean so that your photos are center stage. Now, if you enjoy this sketch or just using sketches in general, I should mention I've added a bunch of new sketches in our store. The first 2 feature grid style designs. These 2 sets were inspired by one of our design team girls. She had asked if I had any grid sketches, and while I do have several throughout different sketch collections, I didn't have a set that was specifically tailored to that design concept. So these were really fun to create. The next 2 sets feature 4x6 and 6x4-inch photos only. These types of sketches are always the highest in demand, so I try to make a few sets each year. They are great for those of you that love the simplicity of using that standard photo size without having to crop anything. And I know for me that whenever I create solely with 4x6-inch photos, my layouts always come together so much faster. Then the last set is for a 6x8-inch mini album. This set features a generic theme with lots of rounded corners, flowers, and a variety of photo sizes. Mini album sketches are kind of a newer sketch concept that we've been playing around with lately, and it's been a lot of fun to explore that type of designing. So I'll link to all of these sketch sets down below in the video description if you want to check any of them out. Okay, so let's get into the layouts using the sketch from this video. This set of photos have lived a very, very long life sitting on my table, so I felt like it was time to finally get them on a layout. Poor little Jackson was trying so hard to keep up with his older brother and cousins, and his crawling just wasn't quite fast enough. So the biggest change I made with the sketch design of this layout had to do with my photos. I was working with 3 6x4-inch photos, 2 2.5 by 3.5-inch photos, and then 1 3.5 by 2.5-inch photo. And the 2 2.5 by 3.5-inch photos were perfect for the left page on the star, so I didn't have to make any changes there. But with the 6x4-inch photos, one of them needed to be cropped down to work on the left page. And thankfully, of the 3, one of them could be cropped down. I decided to go with a 3x4-inch photo so that it would still match the height of the remaining 6x4-inch photos while not covering up too much of the large star background. The other 2 6x4-inch photos fit perfectly on the right page. This made the row of photos an inch shorter than the original ones on the sketch. So it's not quite the same, but as long as it covers the same general area, that's always a win to me. I can always shift the rest of the elements to work with that 1-inch difference. For the last photo, I used the 3.5 by 2.5-inch photo in place of the 2 smaller photos on the right page of the sketch. So on the sketch, there is a large background that sits behind the photos and the horizontal strips, and I decided not to include that, mostly due to the colors and pattern papers I decided to work with. The colors in the photos are quite bold, and I like the idea of the sharp white space as a contrast to the bold colors in the photos. I think that is one of the reasons I had passed on using these photos so many times. I personally felt the bold and kind of limited colors kind of made them difficult to work with. As far as the pattern papers I used, I just couldn't find one within that set that I liked in that background space. So removing a background or detail that just doesn't sit well with you is always an excellent way to make the design work for you and your own personal feelings. For the star on the left page, I followed this sketch really closely. I layered together 3 larger stars for the base and then added lots of smaller stars in a variety of sizes around the left edges. And of course, I had to add lots of stitch borders to them. I really wanted those star details to stand out, so I went with a high contrast color of embroidery floss. That dark blue was perfect to achieve that highlight of those star details. I also knew I wanted to add stitching on the horizontal strips along the bottom of the photos, but decided to do something a little custom to the theme and the story of the layout. I added stitch lines at varying lengths and then added some small stars at the ends. I thought this was a good way to represent movement and enhance the theme a little. Just a subtle little nod to that movement in the photos and the story. And I always love finding little ways to add a detail or two that has a deeper meaning than just an accent on the layout. For my second layout, I made some really big changes. I was in the mood to go water themed and had the perfect photos I've been waiting to use. I typically get in that kind of water themed mood around this time of year. The warmer months always have me craving beach time, and I tend to visit that via scrapbooking. Now, the first big change I made was flipping the sketch. And the most common reason I flip a sketch is due to the photos and the direction the subject in them is facing. But for once, that's not really my reasoning for it with this set of photos. They would have worked either way. However, I wanted to showcase the action taking place from start to finish, with the finish ending in a big splash. And to do that, I prefer for the photos to flow in order from left to right. And for this to happen, I had to flip the sketch so that the ending photos with the big splash were on the right page. With this set of photos, I had used burst mode with my GoPro to take a series of photos of Drew falling backwards into a wave. So burst mode takes like rapid fire photos. I think it's like 30 in a few seconds. So you end up with photos that show action. And I love taking photos like this and creating layouts with them. So I ended up using 12 photos that show him from start to finish of the fall, and arranged 10 of them in a large block that covers the left page and then overlaps on to the right page. Now, the original sketch design has 3x5 inch photos, and I opted to use 3x4 and double stack them instead. The overall photo block is 3 inches taller than what you see on the sketch, but it works, especially after removing the background piece and then altering the horizontal strips. Those horizontal strips on the sketch take up 3 inches of space, so you can always add more in place of those if you need to add more photos or want to use larger photos. Since I was going with a water theme, I thought it would be fun to change those horizontal strips into wave strips instead. So I used 3 wave strips and overlapped them together. They are right along the bottom edge of the photos, just like the ones on the sketch, but since they are overlapped, they don't take up near as much space. And these wave strips are one of my go-to details to add on water-themed layouts, and they are so easy to create with just a circle punch. You just flip the punch upside down so you can see where you are punching, and then proceed to punch half circles along one edge of the strip. It's so easy and such a fun detail to add to water-themed layouts. So when I was creating the sketch, my mind kept envisioning a large splash design in place of that star. So of course I had to make that a reality on a layout. I used my silhouette and one of my own water droplet cut files to cut out several different sizes of droplets and out of several different pattern papers. And then to arrange the design, I adhered the larger ones in the middle first to create the base of this splash. And then I added lots of smaller ones popped up along the edges. And the use of a high contrast dark blue stitching helped tie it all together and really highlight the details of the splash design. And I also repeated the splashes on the left to create that visual triangle and help frame all the photos. For my third layout, the sketch and my photos merged together to bring the design inspiration. I always love when I'm starting with the sketch and as I go through my photos, a unique idea forms. It generally results in an idea that I don't think I would have ever had on my own. This is another reason why I love using sketches so much. You never know what ideas or inspiration may spark another idea or unique spin on the design. So the last layout is always about showing how to adapt the sketch to a different size of layout. And since we started with a 2-page sketch, I adapted it to work on a 1-page layout. Now, the most common methods I use are this: using either the left or right page as it is, combining elements from both pages, or shrinking the design to fit on a smaller layout. So this time I focused my attention on the left page and the large star background with the cluster and customized it to my photos and story. So I had these photos of Drew creating the word wow with his mouth and fingers, and the second I saw them, an idea for this sketch popped in my head. So I used my silhouette to cut out the letters to spell the word wow. And I made the O bigger to stand in for the star on the sketch. And funny thing about the pattern paper for the O, I have had this paper forever. Like, I'm talking 15-ish years. It's always been one of those papers that I love, but just never got it on a layout. So I'm super happy to have found a home for it on this layout. It has officially fulfilled its scrapbooking destiny and created something wonderful. So after I had the word wow arranged on my layout, I added the star cluster along the bottom left and top edges of the O, kind of matching the design of the sketch. I used a variety of pattern papers, shapes, and sizes to create the cluster along the edge, with lots of stitching to help those individual pieces stand out. And I thought this ended up being such a fun and unique spin on the sketch design. It's always a good reminder that you don't always have to follow the sketch exactly. Half the fun of using sketches is that you can input your own unique ideas and style into them. You might even end up with a layout that looks absolutely nothing like the sketch, and that is totally okay. That's the beauty of sketches. You get to decide how much of the design you use. So that's all for this episode of Sketch Support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.